One question I get quite often is how much time do I need to spend in Rome? Rome is a big city, lots to see, but so is Italy. Italy is a great country. You got Florence and Venice and Naples and so much more. How many days do you really need to spend in Rome? In this video, I'm going to share with you an itinerary that is 4 nights in Rome, which I think is the ideal amount of time to spend in Rome on your first visit. And I have so much to share with you. Let's get started. You've arrived in Rome. Now it's time to make your way to your hotel or Airbnb. If you're arriving from the Termini train station or from the airport, by the time you check into your hotel, it's likely going to be late in the afternoon. So my recommendation is not to try to do too much on your first day. Just go explore the neighborhood that you're going to be staying at. Go find out where the nearest grocery stores are at, where the nearest coffee shops and the gelato places, and just all the things that are around you. It's nice to know what's there because you're going to be spending a lot of time there, whether that's in the morning when you wake up or in the evening when you come home. It's great to know what's all around you. So that's what I recommend you do on your first evening in Rome. And then, of course, grab a great meal somewhere, get some sleep. We got a great day planned for tomorrow. On your first full day in Rome, I've got a great itinerary for you. In fact, I've got several itineraries for you to choose from. I'm going to put several of these in the description of this video. But on this itinerary, I call this the 10K itinerary. It's quite a bit of walking, but you're going to go past tons of great sites, not just sites. You're going to see neighborhoods. You're going to go by restaurants, different pizzerias, lots of street food, just lots of things to do and see along the way. So it's not going to seem like that long. In all, it's around 10 kilometers, just over 6 miles. I'm going to give you a quick overview of what we're going to be seeing on this itinerary, see if it's for you, and then we're going to go on a satellite view and kind of show you a little more detailed. But initially what we're going to do is we're going to start here down to this. Before I get any further, this is on an app called Komoot. Komoot is a free app to use in Rome. You can download that, and I'm going to put a link to this itinerary in the description of this video, so you can use that if you want. Again, it's free to use in the city of Rome. It's a demo city, so if you try to use it elsewhere, they may charge you to use the GPS maps, but in Rome it's free, so there you go. So okay, we're going to start at the Colosseum. We're going to make our way up through the Monte neighborhood. We're going to come on down into the Imperial Forum, over to Piazza Venezia. From Piazza Venezia, we're going to go to the Compidoglio, over to Theater Marcello, which is like right over here. And then we're going to be going through the Jewish Ghetto, through the Trevi Fountain, through Largo, Argentina, down into the Trastevere, the Piazza di Santa Maria, Piazza Trilussa, and then over to Campo De Fiori, Piazza Navona, Trevi Fountain, Spanish Steps, and then along Via del Corso to Piazza Del Popolo, and then this B here is the final destination, which is the Flamino metro station. Interrupting this video to tell you briefly about our new Rome travel guide called Rome Travel Guida. Yes, we have a travel guide. We created it to help you make the most of your next visit in Rome. We share with you everything you need to know about Rome before coming, everything you need to know about Rome while you're in Rome, and we have GPS maps guiding you to our favorite restaurants, our favorite gelaterias, our favorite pasticcerias, favorite street food. Tons of great information to help you have a great time in Rome. Also, I want to thank those that have already subscribed to the guide. We've had 100 of you, over 100 already subscribed. We really appreciate it. The guide is $25, but I'm going to put a discount code in this video description that will give you up to 50% off. We really appreciate you, and back to the video. So that in a nutshell is the itinerary. Let's go on to Google Earth. Okay, so we're going to start here at the Colosseum. To the Colosseum, the easiest way is to take the metro. There's a metro station literally right across the street. It's on the B line, so if you're on the A line, let's say you're staying near the Vatican, you'll be on the A line. You'll need to take the metro to the train station, the Termini train station, hop on the B line, and the Colosseum is 2 or 3 exits from the Termini train station. One of the good things to do is if you want to go tour the Colosseum, get your tickets, your scheduled time to enter the Colosseum, early in the morning. That way you can go tour the Colosseum before we head off on our walking tour. We're going to start there, and then we're going to make our way, and you're going to be using a GPS, so you don't have to worry too much or memorize any of this. This is just going to kind of give you an idea of what you can expect to see. But one of the first places we're going to take you to is to a church called the Basilica of San Pietro and Vincoli. That's where you're going to find the Moses. And then that Moses, by the way, was made by Michelangelo. He did several statues, including La Pietà in the Vatican and the David in Florence. And then we're going to make our way down and walk down this cool street here. It's kind of a fun street to walk down. Lots of shops, you know, bars, places to grab breakfast, coffee, all that stuff. So if you're doing this in the morning, you may want to grab a little snack on your way down. But as we enter out here, we're going to be heading down the Imperial Forum, Via of the Imperial Forum. This is one of the most majestic walks in all of Rome. This street here is limited to pedestrian only. Basically, there's some taxis and buses, but it's not too much traffic. So as you walk down, you're going to see street performers and just a lot of people. It's a very pleasant walk. Again, it's so fun because you've got all these ruins on both sides. It's just amazing. And you're going to walk all the way down to, this is called Piazza Venezia, right down here. And in front of Piazza Venezia is the Victor Emmanuel Monument. Due to construction, they're building a new metro line. There's quite a bit of construction in this area. You just have to put up with it for a few more months until early 2025 when they open it up. If you're there before that, you're probably going to see some construction. So anyway, when you come up here, this is a great place to take a picture and just kind of soak it in. It's a huge monument. You can also, it's a museum, so if you want to, you can go into this monument. You can actually go onto the rooftop. There's a little elevator that takes you up there, but there's lots to see inside this place. But if you don't want to do that, then you can just continue on. And as we wrap around this building, you've got a really cool church you can check out here. I think it's really pretty. But this is the main site over here. This is the Compidoglio. It's another thing designed by Michelangelo. He designed this piazza. Here's the Capitol Museum. And it's really interesting. So again, you can, you know, pay to go in there if you want to see another museum with lots of cool artifacts and old statues and things like that. I want to show you right through here. This GPS is going to take you right down this little corridor under this overpass and right down to this ledge here where you can get great views of the Roman Forum. From there, the GPS is going to take you on this backside. There's other ways of doing it, but this GPS is going to take you on the backside and right around the block. I'm going to try to speed this up, otherwise this video is going to take forever, but I don't want to lose your attention, right? So you're going to walk around there, and then you're going to come in here. This is Theater Marcello. As you walk through these ruins, they're really quite interesting. You're going to come out here into the Jewish ghetto. This is a great place. There's no cars in here. Lots of places to grab lunch, dinner, whatever. Snacks, fast food, pizza, whatever you're looking for. Right along this corridor here, they've got it. It's open every day. It's very lively every day, except for Saturdays. It's the Sabbath, so keep that in mind. If you're doing this on Saturday, this particular section will be kind of quiet. Through there, we're going to go through a really interesting street. And I talked about this in another video, a couple other videos, but the Jewish ghetto has a real long history of a Jewish population. In fact, during World War II, the Gestapo came in here, rounded up all the Jews. They took 1,000 of them to Auschwitz concentration camp. Very few ever returned, only 20, something like that, came back. And in front of the doors, there are these placards, these cobblestones, golden cobblestones with the names of those that lives were lost at Auschwitz. Very interesting to take a look at. Right here is the Turtle Fountain. Right down here is the Turtle Fountain. Beautiful fountain. It gets a very nice atmosphere. There's a gelato and a chocolate store here, a little bar here to grab something to eat if you want. From there, you just walk right through this alleyway here, and we're going to go through a really interesting spot. This is Largo, Argentina right here. I'll back out a little bit so you get a little more perspective. And this is where Julius Caesar was assassinated in 44 BC. Just on this opposite side, I'm gonna turn around here. Right here is a great pizzeria. It's a Italio style. It's to go. There's a bench out front. There's a small table. Don't expect to be able to sit on them. There's always people there using them, but you can grab your pizza there, soda, come out across this way, check out the monuments or the ruins as you're eating pizza. But the pizza there is one of my favorite. Then we're going to head into Trastevere. We're going to head right down this road. It's about a 10-minute walk, quite pleasant. As we cross this here, let me back out here, this is the Tiber River. Now we're going to be crossing the Tiber, and as soon as you get out over here, across the Tiber, this is the Trastevere neighborhood. It's a super fun neighborhood to explore. I would recommend you spend some time in there. Both sides. This side here is a little quieter. There's still plenty of restaurants and eateries and stuff like that over here. The main part of the Trastevere is kind of near, the GPS is going to take you right down here, and then it's going to take you right down this road right here into the Piazza di Santa Maria, right near the church. And that's a real kind of a fun little square. It's kind of the center, kind of the hub of the Trastevere area, so to speak. While you're over here, I really recommend you just go get lost in Trastevere. This is a great place to grab lunch, dinner, wherever, whatever time you're at. It's a great place to grab a meal. And prices are a lot lower than other areas of the city, as well as the quality is quite a bit higher. So it's a win-win situation for you. When you're leaving, the GPS is going to take you right through Piazza Trilussa. Now, I've mentioned this on some other videos. A lot of fun to hang out on these steps here. And just, you know, if you're eating fast food, you know, street food, grab it, sit down on these steps, enjoy whatever shows out here, whether it's a street performer or, you know, it could be art shows or just all kinds, just people watching. Just a lot of fun. So, from there, what we're going to do is we're going to head across this bridge, and we're going to be heading into this other part of back over across the bridge, back into the same section of the city we were at before, but we're going to turn here, and we're going to come down and then head to this little place. You kind of see it over here, all these white canopies. That is Campo De Fiori. It's an open market. It's Rome's oldest open market. It's been going on since 1800s. Every day of the year, from early in the morning till kind of late in the afternoon, even early evening. It shuts down probably around 5 or so in the evening. But a great place to just kind of explore. It's not like it's touristy, okay? It started out with just flowers and vegetables, but now it's kind of become a little bit of everything, including lots of souvenirs, but it's certainly fun. And I've mentioned this in other videos, but I'm going to mention it again. One of my favorite little pizzerias, it's not really a pizzeria, it's an oven, okay? They call it a Forno. And right here, and right next to it, in this building, they take that same bread, they slice it open, cut it in, kind of open it up, and they make sandwiches out of it. Some of the best sandwiches in Rome, in my opinion. They're not like loaded with tons of different ingredients. They're just very simple. You know, you got mozzarella, you got prosciutto, and you got fantastic pizza bianca. And just when you have great ingredients, it doesn't have to be a lot of them, creates an awesome sandwich. I'm just finishing this panino, this pizza sandwich. So good. That pizza bianca is just perfect. It's got a nice little slightly salty flavor right on the outside. It's got lots of mozzarella in there. The prosciutto crudo, super, super good. And yeah, one of the better panini that I've had so far. And one of the best parts is they're like under €5 for most of them. So you can get a really good sandwich at a real good value right there. From there, we're going to head, let me back out, you can kind of see how close it is. This here, just jump up right over here, is Piazza Navona. Let's go down there for a minute. So while you're in the Piazza Navona area, the GPS is going to take you actually down this street before you head there. It's going to take you right down this street, because, not this street, sorry, let me back up here. It's going to take you on this street, this little narrow street, because I just think it's such a cool street to walk down. You know, grab a gelato, grab tiramisu, grab pizza, just lots of little shops and boutiques, vintage stores to walk down. And then the GPS is going to then take you turn right down here and then into Piazza Navona from the center. But about 100 meters, this building right here, that's the Pantheon. So what's great about this tour is every 100 yards, 100 meters, 200 meters, you're going to see another fantastic monument. But along the way, there's just really cool streets to see, shops to discover, you know, statues to discover, all kinds of things to discover. Right here, this is one of my favorite buildings in Rome. I just think it's cool because it's so old and kind of out of place, but it's just ominous, really. Let's take a look.
Come on, baby, take a leap of faith. We got a love that's worth the wait.
So from here, what we're going to do is we're going to head to Trevi Fountain, which this is probably about 400 meters or so. It's just right over here. And let's see if I can zoom in on it correctly. So it's just right here. And again, you don't have to memorize this. GPS will take you. So from Trevi Fountain, it's not too far to head to the Spanish Steps. Maybe zoom out here a little bit so I can see where they're at. Just Trevi Fountain's here, and then it's another like maybe 400 meters, and the the Spanish Steps are right in this area right here. There we are. Here are the Spanish Steps. So as we leave the Spanish Steps, you're going to be walking down, I believe this is Via dei Condotti. I think that's it. And along here are all the high-end shopping, you know, the Gucci, Prada, Louis Vuitton, and all those stores are in there. But we're going to head over to Via del Corso, which let me back there and make sure I get the right street. Yeah, this is it right here. So Via del Corso is right here. And we're going to walk up Via del Corso. And there's still a lot of shopping in this street, not quite as expensive, but a lot of boutiques and stuff like that. Just a fun street to walk down, and we're gonna make our way down to Piazza del Popolo. Which Piazza del Popolo is a beautiful piazza. It's just on the edge of Villa Borghese. Let me show you here. Villa Borghese is this big park here. It's huge. There's actually some museums in there, soccer fields, lakes, all kinds of stuff. But while you're there, one of the easy things to do is to go up here onto this vista point, one of the best in Rome, and take a view of the skyline of Rome. Now we're just about done with this itinerary. Depending on how many stops you made, it could be 4, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8 hours, I don't know. But walk through this here, this little archway here, over to the Flaminio metro station, which is right here. And you can take that to, you know, back to your hotel or wherever you want to go and have a great dinner or whatever, depending on the time of day. So on your second full day in Rome, this is what I would do. I would do a day trip. Yes, every day you spend in Rome, the next day should be out in the countryside. There's so much to see and do out there. There's cities like Tivoli and Frascati and Bracciano. There's even Spoleto not too far away. You can take high-speed rail down to Naples or to Florence. Now those two cities probably deserve more than one day. They're such great cities. You know, you can spend several nights there. But if that's not on the cards, taking a day trip to Naples or Florence can really make a lot of sense. Cities like Tivoli, which is just about 20 kilometers outside of Rome, is one of my favorite cities. It's a beautiful city to go explore. Plus, there's so much to see and do there, including Hadrian's Villa. It's kind of an old villa from Hadrian. It's kind of the ruins of that villa and gardens. You've got Villa d'Este, which is some of the most beautiful gardens of any villa I've been to in Italy. And then you've got Villa Gregoriana, which is more like a nature walk down in the gorge, and then you get to see waterfalls. Just really interesting things to do and see there. And it's just in the doorsteps of Rome, right outside of Rome. You can go to Frascati and check out all the little Castelli Romani towns. You have some really cool Castelli Romani towns, including Grottaferrata, Nemi, and Rocca di Papa, along with many others. It's a little bit more tricky to get to because you're likely going to have to take a bus unless you have a car. The train only runs that goes to Frascati, and then you can also get to Castel Gandolfo. Outside of that, there might be some other little towns there that you can get to, but many of the smaller towns you're going to need to take the bus. That's the disadvantage of that area, but it is super interesting and fun to go tour if you have the means to do that. That's what I would do. So every day you spend in Rome, go outside of Rome, kind of recharge yourself and kind of get to explore the other side of Rome, which is Lazio, the region of Rome. Just a beautiful area. So take it for what it's worth. That's what I would do on my second full day in Rome. But right now I'm going to share with you a video I did about the Jubilee, the year 2025. It's a special year in Rome, and this is what I would definitely do if I was visiting Rome in the year 2025. If you're going to be in Rome in the year 2025, I have a special itinerary that I'd like to share with you. And even if you're there in other years, this is a great itinerary. It's just extra special if you happen to be there in the year 2025, because 2025 is Year of the Jubilee for the Catholic Church. And what that is, the Catholic Church has 4 major basilicas. They also call them papal basilicas. And they're all 4 located in Rome. And each of these churches or basilicas, they have holy doors. These are doors that are sealed off for 24 years. Not just shut and locked, but actually sealed off with cement and mortar. They're completely sealed off. And then every 25 years, they're opened up for the public to walk through. And this is a tradition in the Catholic Church that's been going on since 1300. So it's been going on for more than 700 years. And in 2025, you'll have the opportunity to take part in this historic event, which again, only happens every 25 years. So if you're lucky, maybe once in your lifetime. And if you're super lucky, maybe you can get to Rome and do this twice. From my understanding, I'm not Catholic, you're showing faith by walking through these doors, and I believe you get a remission of your sins. Kind of like taking a sacrament, maybe being baptized. There may be some other processes involved, but regardless, it's just a great way to go enjoy Rome, take part in a tradition that's been going on for so long, and be part of history. And that's what this itinerary is going to show you, how to get to each of these basilicas in a single day and make a day in Rome that you will never forget. Before we get started, I want to share with you what are the 4 major basilicas of Rome, the 4 papal basilicas. Well, it may come as no surprise, the St. Peter's Basilica is a major basilica in Rome, along with the Basilica of San Giovanni, the Basilica of Santa Maria Maggiore, and the Basilica of St. Paul outside the wall. The first of the 4 major basilicas that we're going to visit is St. Peter's Cathedral at the Vatican.
I just wanna give you all the glory, even when I'm falling, I'm sorry. Everywhere I look, you're running towards me, yeah. I can hear the sound of heaven every time you step up in the place right now, yeah.
So wherever you're at in the city of Rome, make your way to the Vatican. Make your way to St. Peter's Basilica. It's pretty easy. You can get a taxi, a bus. You can even take the train. There's a train stop not too far from the Vatican City. You can even walk depending on where you're at. But the easiest way is to probably just take the metro. So the metro, it's on the A line. This is Vatican here. And just down this main road, right at the end of this road, right here is the Ottaviano metro station. And from there, you just come right down, walk. You're going to follow the crowd. It's pretty simple. The crowd's going to be walking this way. 80-90% of the people that are coming and going from that station are heading to or from the Vatican. So you just walk right down, and when you get to the Vatican, This is the Vatican over here. This is St. Peter's Cathedral over here. But right down here where you see this kind of a gray area, this is where the line forms. And you need to get in line right away in order to go through the metal detectors. Going into the Vatican itself or going into the St. Peter's Basilica is free, but you do need to go through metal detectors right here. So the line is really to go through that. And if you get there early in the morning, it opens at 7 a.m. I recommend getting there no later than 8, because at 8 o'clock, you know, cruise ships start coming in, a lot of trains start coming into Rome, people start waking up, and it gets really crowded, and the line starts getting very long. I honestly think you should get there, you know, 7, 7:30. Then you just only have to spend maybe 5-10 minutes in line at, you know, to get into the Basilica. But if you're waiting until too late, you could wait 2-3 hours, which kind of throws a loop in your whole day. You're going to be spending more time in line than you are actually enjoying the things of Rome and and St. Peter's Basilica. So anyway, get there early and get in line, okay? And then you'll get into the Basilica. There's lots to see there. You'll be able to walk through the Holy Door if you're there during 2025. If not, it's still a spectacular church to visit. It is the world's largest church. Some people say it's the greatest building ever built. And it is spectacular, I promise. It's a spectacular building. If you've never been there, it's pretty amazing. I mean, honestly, to consider that something this gigantic was built that many years ago. So anyway, when you're done, you're going to head back down the street. You're going to cross this little square here. Let's tilt it here. And Ottaviano metro station's right here. This is the Ottaviano. And we're going to get back on the metro, heading towards the Termini train station. So there's the Termini right here. And you're going to exit. Here's 1, 2. We're going to go 3 stops past. And it's the San Giovanni exit, or the San Giovanni station we're going to exit. And that is right at the second major basilica, called the Basilica of San Giovanni. Let me show you another map here. This is the same thing. This is the station that you're going to come out of. And then basically you just have to walk up here, just, you know, maybe 50 yards or so, and you're going to run right into the church right here. This is the Basilica of San Giovanni right here. The Basilica of San Giovanni was built around 315 during the reign of Emperor Constantine. So when you're ready to leave the Basilica, you just basically go back to where you came from, get back on the metro, and we're back on the A, so we're going to get back here at the station, and we're going to go up 2 stops. We're going to go back past Manzoni to this park here. It's called Vittorio Emanuele metro station. That's where we're going to exit. Let me show you here on the GPS. So you're going to come in right over here. That's where you're going to exit, and you're just going to basically walk around the park. And there's a street here that leads right to the 3rd major basilica in Rome, which is La Basilica di Santa Maria Maggiore. It's absolutely stunning. It's dedicated to the Mother Mary. It was built around the year 400. At around 1600, maybe 1700, I think it was 1600, this bell tower was added. And it's currently the tallest bell tower in Rome. But this church, to me, was one of my favorite. I loved it. I thought it was just pretty inspiring, honestly. So there's lots to see there. Again, even if it's not during the Jubilee, this is a great church to visit. And if you're fortunate enough to be in Rome in 2025, you're in for a real treat. You can also walk through that holy door of the Santa Maria Maggiore Basilica. So when we're done here, we're not going to go back to where we came from. We're going to go a different way because we're going to hop on the B line. I think it's just easier than getting on the A line and then heading to the Termini and then having to change. We can just walk around here, right behind this building. Depending where you come from, there's a road here. And right here is Via Cavour, okay? And right up Via Cavour, only maybe, let's see here, not far at all, maybe 200 meters, 300 meters. You're gonna see right down here, there's this crosswalk. Well, at this crosswalk, there is a metro station called the Station Cavour, and that's where we wanna go on to head to the fourth and final basilica called the Basilica of St. Paul outside the wall. But before heading there, you may want to just go explore Monti, because now we're in the neighborhood of Monti, and Monti is filled with lots of nice shops, fun restaurants, lots of places to grab bites to eat, you know, whether it's, you know, a pastry or a gelato. Just go explore Monti for a bit if you haven't already been over here. It's a fun neighborhood to walk through. But when you're done, get on the metro, and we're gonna be heading on the B line this time. So let me show you where we're at. We're on the B line right here, the Station Cavour. And again, let me zoom out here for you just a second. You can see where we're at. This is the Termini Station. We're gonna be heading away from Termini Station. And I think we're gonna be going like 4 stops, maybe 5. We're gonna be passing Circus Maximus, and then we're gonna go past the Pyramid, which is right here. And yeah, there's like 4 stops down here. And then we're gonna be coming down to a station called Station of the Basilica of San Paolo. And directly across the street, or almost directly across the street, let me switch views here. Here we're at. This is where we're gonna exit right here at this station. And the La Basilica of St. Paul outside the wall is right here. Now this church is the 10th largest basilica in the world. It was also built during the Emperor Constantine. Just amazing, lots to see and do here. And this is the final of the last of the 4 major basilicas in Rome. Super fun day. If you spent 1 to 3 hours at each of these basilicas, it's a full day, especially when you add in lunch, dinner, and whatever else you're doing. So the question, how many days do you need to spend in Rome? In my opinion, spending 4 nights makes the most sense on your first visit. This gives you 2 full days, along with 1 day in the middle to go explore the countryside. And then on that last morning before you head out of Rome, maybe there's one site that you didn't get to see. You can go off and see that before leaving Rome. I'm gonna leave a link to a video I did earlier about my 5 favorite day trips from Rome. It'll be in the description of the video, so you can kind of check that out and kind of see what day trip, you know, is best for you. But that, in my opinion, is the ideal amount of time to spend in Rome. To the next one, alla prossima, ciao.